G'day there viewers, and welcome to our lesson on numbers, continuing with chapter 4 of the Osborne books. So what we're going to do is work out averages. There are three types of averages that we need to think about: mean, median and mode. So here we've got a set of random numbers: 15, 24, 26, 20 and so on. They're random numbers, we can use any other numbers, but here we're going to use these numbers that have been selected. So to work out the mean, we add up the numbers and then we divide by the number of numbers. So we're going to add up 15, 24, 26, etc, etc. If you add them all up, you get 259. Now there should be 11 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 259 divided by 11 gives 23.54, which is the mean. So these numbers, the mean of these is 23.54. The median. In order to find the median of the number, what we need to do is we need to order these random numbers in ascending or descending order. So we've got 15, 20, 22, 24, 20, 24, 24, 24. We've got 3 24s, 26, 29, 30. So can you see they're in order? And then what we do, we go through and we cross off the numbers from the beginning to the end. So 1 there, 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 and then 1 there. So the median number is 24, which is there. So our median is 4. Let's carry on. Next page. So mode. Mode is the number that appears the most often. So here, the most often number that we've got is obviously 24, because we've got it here, 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 and here. No other number appears 3 times, so the mode is also 24. So they're all around 24, mean, median, and the mode. So using the mean for calculating inventory. Inventory stock can be bought at different times at different prices. So to work out the average price, what we do, we work out the total cost of the inventory, and then we divide by the number of items. So then you get the average cost of the inventory. So say our inventory all cost £110,000 altogether, and then we had 5,500 units, number of units, whatever they are, of stock, and then we have £20 per unit. So this is an example where averages can be used. Mean is the most common average that we use, really. The others are quite rarely used. Now this is another type of number number tool that you might be asked to use, which is range. It's not used that often, but it's basically the highest value minus the lowest value. So here the highest value would be 30, and the lowest value is 15. I can't see any others. So the highest value 30 minus 15 gives 15 as the range of the data. Graphs and presenting data. So objectives, we're going to be using tables, graphs and charts, and talking about the differences in these and why they are important. So these are all different ways to present data in a coherent way, graphs, tables and charts. So we're going to go through these, and obviously here what we're looking at is a table with staffing data. So we can see Stephen has been in the company since 1984. His skill level is 62%. I don't know what skill that refers to. His promotion likeliness is 78%, which seems quite high. Self-motivation 74. So these are all figures that may have been taken from his performance management review. They might have it's normally done verbally, but they must have taken some kind of numerical values for the things that he did, and then they presented the data in a table. So what presenting in a table does is that you can see it's quite easy to compare between different people, and you can probably sort the columns using Excel, etc., and maybe put the highest values, say sort by motivation at the top, or promotion likelihood at the top, so you can see who's the most likely people in the company to get promoted. Looks like Ravinder's very likely to get promoted. So presenting in a table is very useful way of presenting data, and as accountants we will always do this for different purposes. So when presenting data in the table, it's obviously important that these columns, the top of the columns and the rows, that they are put in bold. Now they're put in bold, so obviously your eye sees them first, and they're not seen as just part of the data in the table. So you can know that they're the names of the table or the particular columns, and they give important information and separate it from the actual data in the table. Line graphs. So line graphs, they allow you to see a pattern quite readily, which is quite good. Graphs and tables and data, they're used to present data in a way that's more visually better for the viewer or the user of the information. So independent variable is the one at the bottom normally, and it's the one that doesn't change. So it isn't changed by another variable. It does change, but it's something that is changed, and it's changed regularly. So the months will change. For example, January, February, March. I mean, they're just months, and they're not dependent on anything. So months are not dependent on anything. Hence, they're called the independent variable. And the dependent variable is dependent on the independent variable. So here we've got January. January, the sales will be a particular figure. In February there will be a particular figure which is higher, and you can see there's a pattern here going up and down depending on the seasons. And the figure here of the sales is dependent on obviously the month. So for example, August will always be 300. Well, it won't always be 300, but in this particular year, December one will be 350, for example. So it's dependent on the independent variable. Okay, bar chart. Bar chart is it's quite straightforward. People quite readily understand how a bar chart works. Again, there's an independent variable at the bottom. And there's dependent data that goes up the sides, and obviously the height of the bar tells you the value. So here we've got 10 for that one, 14 for that one, etc., etc. Compound bar chart. So here we've got more than one type of information shown on the same bar chart. So we've got married couple data, single female data. So the data is kind of split up, so you can compare all the females. You can compare all the married couples, you can compare the single males, and normally they might have a total as well, but this one doesn't seem to have one. Pie charts. Pie charts are ways of presenting data as well, and in the pie chart you have like 100%, and each part of the slice of the pie tells you how much of the pie that person or that thing owns. So here we've got Firefox. It owns 23%. Sorry, 23.6% of all internet users use Firefox. This is obviously in October 2011. I think it's probably changed now. Chrome 20.6. Internet Explorer 34.2. Opera quite low. Android quite low. Now, obviously, in 2017, this data is going to be very different. A lot more people use mobile phones to access the internet, and I think it's actually one of the highest ways of accessing the internet. So, obviously, this information is now out of date, but it's useful to see how these, for example, the Android one might be like 25% now or 30% now. And you will have a much bigger slice of the pie. It will be more akin to the Firefox kind of slice of the pie. So thank you for listening. This has been my presentation on numbers and graphs and averages. Thank you very much. Okay, bye.